Second day of CONSOWA 2017 started early in the morning with a conference by Dr. Li Rui from the Institute of Soil and Water Conservation in Jiangling. His conference focused on the preliminary functions of soil and water conservation practices for climate change mitigation and adaptation in China, exposed the measures that had been taken to reduce soil erosion in some parts of China, an erosion that had been increasing during the last century. Then was the turn for Dr. Zhao Jingwang from Tsinghua University to present a debate that has been going for 2,000 years about the practices of sedimentation management of the Yellow River. Dr. Wang led the audience into a journey through the last 2 millenniums in the management and use of the Yellow River and how it was affected the land and the population around it. He also presented the solution that had been presented during the past years to manage the sedimentation of the river. The third keynote speaker of the morning was Dr. Robert Slide from the University of the Sunshine Coast with his conference about the dynamic environmental controls on rainfall-triggered landslides. He exposed that although most of the landslides are triggered by rainfall, it is important to don't forget the research in other factors that affect the initiation and propagation of those slope failures. An important issue because the landslides not only harm the environment but also cause many human causalities every year around the world. Just after a short coffee break, Dr. Mark Nearing presented the rangeline hydrology and the erosion model in his conference. This model links its hydrology and erosion parameters with rangeland plant community and uses this information to estimate the average annual soil loss during a 300-year time span. All the results are displayed in tabular and graphical form and can be compared to assess how changes in the soil management will influence runoff, soil erosion, and sediment yield. The last keynote speaker of the day was Dr. Wang Fei from the Institute of Soil and Water Conservation in Jiangling and presented his conference on the impacts of revegetation and surface soil moisture of the Chinese Loess Plateau and the new challenges of soil and water conservation. His investigation showed that the revegetation processes are the major factor influencing the soil moisture conditions in the Loess Plateau and that challenges the ongoing soil and water conservation. Just before the lunch break, there was a discussion session about the challenges of soil and water conservation with a panel formed by Dr. Dazi, Dr. El Swafi, Dr. Rubio, Dr. Benson, and moderated by Dr. Blanc. All 5 speakers exposed their thoughts and had an intense debate that kept the audience till the end of that session. In the afternoon, the word presentation that started the day before continued, and also the posters area remained very active the whole day. When they finished, it was almost time for the ceremony where Dr. Ratan Lal was receiving the honoris causa by the Universitat de Lleida. The act was held in the Sala Víctor Ciurana in the Rectory building and was preceded by the rector, Dr. Roberto Fernández, who was accompanied by all the cloister of professors of the university. Dr. Pla was responsible to present all the major achievements by Dr. Lal to the rest of the cloister. He exposed the more than 50 years of important contributions to the field of soil and water conservation by Dr. Lal, and the important job that he has done in fields like the climate change and the carbon sequestration. After a solemn ceremony, Dr. Lal was handed all the pieces that certify him as an honoris causa of the university. He accepted this honor with a speech about how soil and water conservation are major key points in the future of our world and why they must be priority subjects for the governments. After Dr. Lal, the rector, Dr. Fernández, gave a speech also focusing on some of the points that were mentioned by Dr. Lal and closed the act and also the second day of CONSOWA 2017.